India is all set to take centre stage at a high-stakes BRICS Leaders Summit hosted by Brazil today. This is going to be a virtual summit, and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will represent India at the summit called by the Brazilian President Lula da Silva to address the sweeping tariffs imposed by US President Donald Trump. India and Brazil, remember, have been hit hardest. India faces an additional 25% tariff for purchasing Russian oil, which Washington claims is funding the war in Ukraine. New Delhi has slammed the move as unfair and unreasonable. Remember, the summit follows a pivotal meeting in Tianjin where Prime Minister Modi met with Presidents Xi Jinping and the Russian President Putin, signalling what many see as a strategic reset in India's foreign policy amid rising tensions with Washington. Meanwhile, Donald Trump says he's ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia, and Ukrainian President Zelensky has backed Donald Trump's tariffs, saying that tariffs on those nations still in trade with Russia are right. Listen in to what the US President has had to say.
The second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin.
How was your call with the Prime Minister of Australia?
Let me quickly go across to Siddharth, who's been tracking that story for us. Siddharth, the virtual BRICS Summit now holds special significance given the kind of reactions we've seen come in, not just from the White House, but also from the Ukrainian president backing the US president.
Well, that's right, Akanksha, and also very important to highlight for our viewers, Akanksha, that President Lula has been, asking for this meeting from a very long time, almost a month. In fact, he did speak to Prime Minister Modi also, and he wants BRICS nations to take a joint position and also to have a better coordination, how to minimize the impact of tariff, etc., etc. But highlight here is that India is not participating in this virtual meet at the leaders level. EAM Jaishankar has been nominated by the Indian government. Again, a message to the United States, Akanksha, that India believes in navigating this issue bilaterally with the United States. And largely India has never joined any club, to condemn Trump's tariff or to issue a statement against the United States. That has never been the India's policy. So today, EAM Jaishankar will participate in the virtual meet. Perhaps he will put forth India's point of view as far as this global challenge is concerned. And we have been told that post-afternoon, this meeting will commence, and India time it will be around 4:30 p.m. In the evening. So as I said, that BRICS nations have been asking for this meeting. In fact, President Xi will be participating from the Chinese side. At the Leaders Summit level, China will be participating. Other nations will also be participating at the leaders level. But India is not taking part at the leaders level. But EAM Jaishankar will be participating from the Indian side.
Now, since you said that the EAM is going to be participating from the Indian side, what are the host of issues that will be up for discussion? Of course, we all know it's happening to primarily discuss the tariff issue, but how are the BRICS nations, particularly Global South, now looking to take these tariffs head on, given that particularly India, which of course ironically is the strategic ally to the United States, and Brazil, both have been hit by the highest US tariff?
India's position, Akanksha, has been made very clear at all levels that these tariffs are unjustified, unreasonable, and perhaps that's going to be India's position, perhaps what I could understand at the virtual meet also. As I said, that in fact Chinese ambassador in New Delhi condemned 25% additional tariff on India. Russians have condemned it. But India has never sought any other country's intervention or condemnation or have asked for help to navigate this challenge. India still believes that this challenge can be navigated, bilaterally with the United States. In fact, as Minister Piyush Goyal said, that it's just a rough patch in a relationship, and talks are not off the table. Both sides are very much in touch. In fact, Prime Minister Modi, day before yesterday, came up with a post on X tagging President Donald Trump and saying that he believes in taking this relationship forward. So India's position is very clear, but as far as BRICS grouping is concerned, definitely, Akanksha, countries from the Global South, they are suffering a lot because of this tariff, and there's going to be more focus on how to have a better coordination, how one country can open more markets for the products from the other countries, etc., etc. So all those things will definitely be discussed. But as far as this issue is concerned, Akanksha, what I have understood that India wants it to be handled bilaterally with the United States.
Absolutely. And of late, particularly in the week that's gone by, towards the tail end, we've seen certain overtures from the US president, which are also hinting at a thaw in as far as the ties, the point of no return that we had reached upon. But what is it that you are learning as far as the first tranche of the bilateral trade agreement is concerned? Because remember, Siddhant, in that exclusive to CNN News 18, the Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, has also expressed hopes of perhaps arriving upon the first tranche by November this year.
Absolutely, Akanksha. And Indian side is very hopeful. And as I said, that talks are still not off the table at all levels. And both sides are talking and perhaps trying to mitigate this particular issue. And in fact, the government is also very hopeful. Exporters are also very hopeful that this may not last beyond December, this particular problem. And both sides will definitely be coming to the table soon to discuss how this can be taken forward, how this issue can get resolved. Also, Akanksha, there were many countries from the very beginning who openly criticized a tariff being slapped on them or this entire tariff being used as a tool to dominate the geopolitics, etc. But not once India has made any below-the-belt remark or some loose comments on Trump's tariff policy. India has always believed in constructive dialogue with the United States. India has always made its position very clear that we cannot be opening agriculture markets, we cannot be opening markets for the dairy product, etc. And that's the Lakshman Rekha, which India has made it very clear in the statements, not by only the spokesperson, but at the political levels also. This has been made very clear to the United States. So definitely it's a challenging times, but India so far doesn't want this issue to be politicized at the international level. That is not an intention of the Indian government so far, what I have understood. So, and that is one of the reasons that why Prime Minister Modi is not participating in this virtual meeting.